Hare Hare. Hare Krishna everyone. Welcome to the level 2. So today we are going to do the 5th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Dimahi, I think the voice is okay. You can just check your device. Is the voice okay everyone? You can
Mataji.
confirm.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
You all can hear me clearly, right?
Yes, Mataji.
If you get any issues about the audio in between, you just inform me about it, okay? All right. So today we're going to do the 5th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Karma Yoga, which is Krishna Bhavanamrit, acting in Krishna consciousness. So we did a chapter, Hate Prabhu must have been did, chapter number 4 last time. Can you just give me a recap what we did in the last class? Maybe tell me some points or what did we learn in the last chapter?
The difference between Krishna and us, and when does Krishna appears? What is the benefit of knowing Krishna?
Yes.
Who can achieve
Yes.
who can achieve transcendental knowledge, and why like only Krishna saying to Arjuna, why not other Pandavas?
Very nice. So we did learn about why Krishna appears. Why does Krishna appear? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. When there is a decline in dharma and there is a rise in adharma, then Krishna appears to re-establish the principles of dharma. So Krishna appears when there is a decline in dharma to establish, and there is a lot of adharma. Then Krishna appears to establish the religion, establish the
Dharma.
Right? So we did learn about this, and we also did learn, you must have also been learned about why did Krishna give this knowledge only to Arjuna, and because he was his dear friend, right? He was his dear friend and was always surrendered unto Krishna. We also you must also have learned that how this knowledge came to us. First, Krishna gave this knowledge to whom?
Viswaswan.
Vivaswan, the sun god, and then sun god gave it to whom?
Manu.
And Manu gave it to?
Ishwaku.
And Ishwaku gave it to? Yes, so Ishwaku gave it to other sages, and this way there was a Guru Shishya Parampara, that a guru and disciple, a spiritual master and disciplic succession. But now, then after this disciplic succession, when Vivaswan used to give it to Ishwaku, and slowly what happened? This knowledge got lost. The knowledge of Bhagavad Gita got lost. So to establish this knowledge again, Krishna appeared again in Dwapar Yuga to give this knowledge to Arjuna. So that's what we learned in the chapter number 4. On why did Krishna appear? We also learned the reasons. Why does Krishna appear? To establish the Dharma. And yeah, anyone can give any more examples? We did learn around 5 examples, I guess.
What, Mataji?
Why does Krishna appear? Yes, very good.
Yes, Mataji.
To do pastimes. To stop religious malpractice and
very nice.
And to be their devotee.
Yes, very nice. Okay, so paritranaya sadhuna, so that he can protect his devotees and annihilate the miscreants. The miscreants, those who are the asuras, so he can annihilate those and he can protect his devotee. Krishna appears and to establish the dharma and to give the pleasure to his devotees. Now we must ask, why does Krishna steal butter? Because he wants to give pleasure to his devotees and to his pastimes. He appears in every yoga. So today we're going to do chapter number 5, Karma Yoga, action in Krishna consciousness. So we must have learned in the 3rd chapter about Karma Yoga and how we can do Krishna conscious karma and what types of karmas are there and what karma should we do. But in today's chapter, we must learn that whatever karma we do, how can we do in Krishna consciousness. So let's start. Okay, next slide. Section 1, 5.1 to 5.6. Nishkam, the easier than renunciation work. So section 1, we're going to learn about the Nishkam karma. Arjuna again asks whether renouncing word is superior to or working to us is superior to or to working with detachment. Krishna replies, both are equal in the sense that both are means to be the same goal. Emphasizes with detachment as easier and superior. So in the 5th chapter, Arjuna asks Lord Krishna, what does he ask? Arjuna uvacha sanyasam karmanam Krishna punaryogam cha shamshashi yachreya yatayorekam tanme bruhi sunishchitam. So Arjuna says to Krishna, first you ask me to renounce work, and then you asked me that I should do my work with devotion. First you asked me that you should renounce work, renounce your work. Don't do anything. Take sannyasa. No. Or you, and then you recommend me to recommend with devotion. Do your work with devotion as we learn in the Karma Yoga. Whatever you do with devotion while being fixed in Krishna consciousness. So now in the 5th chapter starts as the question of Arjuna. Arjuna, should I do? Renouncing my work is better or doing my work in Krishna consciousness? So what is better? Renouncing work or doing work in Krishna consciousness?
Doing Krishna consciousness.
Doing Krishna
Yes,
consciousness.
doing work in Krishna consciousness. So example, if you study, don't renounce your studies. No, that's not a right way. What does Krishna says here? Do your studies while doing the devotional service. Now you all must have studies also. Many of you may be having upcoming final exams, but still you are in devotion. So both are important. Working and devotional service. Both are important. So here Krishna replies to Arjuna's question as, both are equal in the sense that both are means to the same goal. So both are equal, but what is better? Doing your work in Krishna consciousness is better. So this is Nishkama Yoga, not renouncing your work, but doing it with Krishna consciousness. Whatever you are doing, connect Krishna with it. Any questions? Chapter 2, Compassion, Jnana Yoga, Sinful Reactions, Buddhi Yoga. Okay. 3.70. But for one who takes pleasure in the self, whose human life is one, a self-realization, and who is satisfied in the self only, fully satisfied, for him there is no duty. So now, here you can see the confusion of Arjuna. So here, what does Krishna says in 3.70? That, but for those who takes pleasure in the self, whose human life is one of self-realization, and one who is satisfied in self only. Okay. Please mute yourself, Niharika, Hare Krishna. So here, Arjuna's question is that what is better? So you can see the Arjuna's question. First, Krishna says, for him there is no duty, but then he says, nor has he has any reason to not perform such work. So now this is Arjuna's question. What is better? First you tell me that I should renounce my work, there is no duty, but then you tell me that he should perform that work. Such work, nor has he any need to depend on any other living being. So what does Krishna say here? Doing your work while being in Krishna consciousness is better. But now there is Arjuna's question here, right? So what does Krishna answer it with? Krishna says, Sannyasa karma yogashcha nihishaya sakarabhav tayostu karma sannyasa karma yogo vishishyate. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, the renunciation of work and work in devotional service. Both are good for liberation, but of the two, working in devotion is better than the renunciation of work. So Krishna says here clearly that rather than renouncing your work, you should work in devotion. 4.33. O chastiser of the enemy, the sacrifice performed in knowledge is better than the mere sacrifice of material possessions. After all, O son of Pritha, all sacrifices of work culminate in transcendental knowledge. So here Krishna says the sacrifice that is performed in knowledge, whatever you do in knowledge, is better than the sacrifice of material possessions. You have so many material possessions, right? After all, O son of Pritha, who is Pritha? Yes, I'll send the PPT in the group. Who's Pritha? You all must know this. You can unmute and answer.
Kunti.
Mother of Arjuna. Yeah. Mother of Arjuna. So, O son of Pritha. So, what he's saying, Krishna here calls Arjuna as O son of Pritha, Partha. So, this Kunti Maharani is also known as Pritha. All sacrifices of work culminate in transcendental knowledge. So here in chapter 2, Jnana is discussed. So he worked through Buddhi Yoga. Now Arjuna became confused. Now Jnana or renunciation or Buddhi Yoga or Karma working. Chapter 3. What should he do? How about karma through jnana? Action, inaction. Karma, and vikarma, right? Now in the third chapter, we learned about what three karmas are: action, inaction, conclusion, glorifying, transcendental knowledge. Stand and fight. So we all learned in this previous chapter. You must all have done this. All beings constantly making plans for future. Thoughts are manifested in actions. Repeated action from habits. Habits make up our character. Character determines our destiny. Okay, wait a minute. So, what is it said here? Karma Yoga, action in Krishna consciousness. So all beings, we all are, while we are here, the childhood age, the teenage age, or this age where we are right now. So this is something that is going to determine our destiny. Whatever you're going to do now is what it is going to determine your destiny. So sometimes we see destiny is already decided, our future is already planned. No, you make the future. So here, thoughts are manifested in actions. What the thoughts are, whatever we think, they are manifested in actions. We act that way. And when we act that way, then when we repeat our actions, when we repeated actions, they form habits. And from habits, they make our character. Your habits determine your character, right? So whatever we think, what happens? Thoughts say action. Oh, wait a minute, I got too ahead. Thoughts, whatever you all think of. Now you're taking a Bhagavad Gita class. So now you're learning here that I should do devotional service, right? I should do devotional service, and you act. You chant 1 round daily. And then when you act, you do it repeatedly. You do it every day. Now that's a habit that I have to chant 1 round daily at least. And then habit become our character. When you're doing your devotional service, that makes you a good person, right? A divine soul. And that character would describe your destiny. Now that works in everything. Though you're studying, whatever you're thinking, that become into actions. Your actions become into your habits. And a good character comes from good habits. And your character, whatever character you're in, that describes your destiny. So our future is in our hands. Whatever we do is what is going to determine our destiny. So you should make a good character. And for a good character, what you should do, you should be with good people. You need to have good thoughts, have good association, learn good things, and study better. That is what going to describe your destinies. That is what Krishna says. Okay. Now, how to take steps in the right direction is described in the 5th chapter. There are steps leading to further entanglement in worldly complexities. There are steps leading to a life of liberation, freedom, tranquility, and peace. So now, how are we going to have peace, tranquility? How are we going to lead a peaceful life is what Krishna says. Krishna describes in chapter number 5. Arjuna's misunderstanding. Devotional service better than dry mental speculation. 2nd chapter. Knowledge of soul described by Krishna. So in the 2nd chapter, we see that knowledge of soul is described by Krishna. Who are we? Yes, who are we?
We are spirit souls.
Parts and parcels of
And
Krishna.
the soul is
Spirit
the part and
souls.
parcel of Krishna. We should all know this. Who are we? Am I this body? No, we are the
No.
soul. And the soul is the part and parcel of Krishna. Then we have to go back to Krishna because that's what the soul nature is. So we learn in the 2nd chapter about soul. Even in level 1, we did learn about it. Even in Sunday school, and we are learning it even now. You should always remember this. I'm sorry. Sorry, I got muted. Text number 31 to 37 in the 2nd chapter, we learn about our prescribed duty. What is our duty? What is our duty?
Our duty is to go back to Krishna.
Yes, and how we can go back to Krishna, Kanika? Yeah.
By chanting.
Doing devotional services
By,
and being
yeah,
with
and by
Yes.
yeah,
Thank you,
and by
Rihanna.
chanting.
Yes, very nice. By chanting. Thank you, Rihanna. So, text number 42 to 45. Entanglement of soul due to fruitive activities. We learn about it also. Kama Krodha, right? That how our soul, we think that we are the body. And then due to that, we are all entangled in the fruitive activities. Because of that, when we are too much into our fruitive activities, it causes entanglement. So now, in text 46 to 53, we learn about how to get out of this entanglement. How can we get out of this entanglement of this material nature? By doing devotional service. What is devotional service?
serving Lord Krishna.
Serving Lord Krishna. How to serve Lord Krishna?
And doing chanting.
Very
By
nice.
chanting
doing
the
chanting.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
by hearing about Krishna.
By chanting,
And
by
always
worshipping,
remembering.
by hearing.
Very nice. Thank you so much. In the 3rd
By
chapter, text 17 to 18, it is explained no duty for a person in knowledge. Now in the chapter 4, now in the 3rd chapter, we learn that karma, right? How whatever we do, we should offer it to Krishna first. Now there are 3 types of karma. What are the 3 types of karma?
Akarma, karma, vikarma.
Yes, akarma, vikarma, and one more.
Karma.
Yeah, karma. Sorry, karma, vikarma, and akarma. What we should do? Akarma, right? So now some people take it. Akarma is what? Akarma, doing whatever you are doing, connecting it to Krishna, right? So, for example, if you are, good karma. Doing good karma is what? Giving food to maybe some beggars or helping some poor people, helping people. And then what is bad karma? What is weak karma? Weak karma is doing bad activities, looting the bank, or hurting someone, or doing bad activities, maybe stealing. That is all weak karma. Now, what is a karma? A karma is doing your work. Now, that doesn't mean doing your bad work and doing devotion service. Now, that is an excuse. But whatever your karma is, what is our karma? We all are students, right? You all are students. You all have to study. That is your karma. But then, with whatever you are studying, study. But then, with that, we should do our devotional service. Now, chapter number 4, text 33 explain all kinds of sacrificial work culminates in knowledge. 4.33. Now, what is 4.33? Krishna says, O chastiser of the enemy, the sacrifice performed in knowledge is better than the mere sacrifice of material possessions. After all, O son of Pritha, all sacrifices of work culminated transcendental knowledge. We also did it before. And in last verse of 4th chapter, Krishna again told Arjuna to get up and fight, thus confusing Arjuna, renounce or work. Now, what does Krishna says here? No duty for a person knowledge. And in the last verse, Krishna says to get up and fight. Now, Arjuna is confused here. First, you say me that there is no duty for a person in knowledge. And then you say me to get up and fight. Now, you tell me what is better. Arjuna is still confused. Why? It is Krishna's plan to keep Arjuna confused. Now, why is this Bhagavad Gita spoken? It's not because Arjuna was in dilemma. It's not because Arjuna was confused. It's because for us, it is all a plan of Krishna. Why does Mahabharata happen? It is all a plan of Krishna so that he can deliver the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna is not confused. Arjuna is the purest devotee of Krishna. Because why Arjuna is here in the position of being confused is because it's Krishna's plan. He kept Arjuna confused. Is because of us, because Krishna wants to give us the knowledge. And through Arjuna, he's giving us this divine knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So it's Krishna's plan to keep Arjuna confused. Arjuna is still confused. Why? Because it's Krishna's plan. Otherwise, Arjuna is a pure devotee. He doesn't need to ask all these questions. It's because of us. Why Krishna does so? For our benefit, right? To stress that work and renunciation are not opposed to each other. Rather, one must learn to work in a renounced spirit. Yes. So now, here, renunciation and working, they're not different from each other. They're not opposed to each other. How you should work is very simple. The thing is, you do your work rather not for your own benefit. Now, there is a wonderful example. Maybe we do it in the further slides. Arjuna thinks that jnana implies the renunciation of work, and that knowledge and work, like light and darkness, are contradictory. Krishna emphasizes, however, that one in knowledge should also work. So what does Krishna say here? Now, don't get yourself confused. It is one very straight thing that Krishna is telling here. What you should do? Do your work while doing a devotional service. Do it for Krishna. Okay? Do your dharma. You're all students. Study while also doing the devotional service, while also chanting. For example, if a person is earning money, an employee is earning money, maybe 50,000 a month. Okay? Now he's not earning for his own material enjoyment. Who is he earning for? Whatever the money is earning, he first fulfills his own need and then he gives it to Krishna. Not working for your own self, not for your own pleasure, but to give it to Krishna. Now one must think, why should I work for Krishna? Why should I do this? Because Krishna has given you. Now, for example, if you are sowing a seed, I have a seed, an apple seed. I sow it. Okay, and then I water it daily. I do my work, I water it daily, and then one day it grows into a big tree of apple. Now, what am I going to do of it? Take the apple, and then eat it myself. Now that is Rajoguna. So not eat it myself, but then offer it to Krishna and then eat it. Because the apple, now one must say that it is all my work. I have watered it, I have seeded it, but who gave you the seed? Who gave you the water? Who gave you the sun? Who gave you the rain? It is all Krishna's, right? So it's not that. So first offering it to him and then eating. If Krishna wills, then it's for us. So that's what, a very simple thing. Not working for ourselves, not for our own material pleasure, but for Krishna. For whatever you're earning, maybe you're earning your pocket money, give it some part of to it, Krishna. Give it to donation in ISKCON Mangaluru temple. So that is what working in renunciation is. Whatever you do, instead of your own material pleasure, give some to Krishna. Is what is karma yoga, doing your work in Krishna consciousness. Okay, any doubts still here? Or you want to comment something? You want to give some example or something? Okay, now one must also ask, why should I give it to Krishna? Okay, Krishna does he need it? Okay, he has given me everything. He's given me whatever I have today, but does he need it? Okay, now your father gives you pocket money and now it's his birthday. Now you give him, you take the money and you buy him a very beautiful gift. Now, and you give it to your father. Does he need that gift? Can't he buy it by himself? Right? Does he need, the father needs?
No,
Yes or no?
No, he
No.
doesn't need.
No.
But
No, he
No,
doesn't.
he doesn't.
But when you give it, he will accept it, right? And will love you. He has a gratitude and he's going to be very thankful. So the similar case with us. Who are we? We are the children of Krishna.
To show
Whatever we
love.
are doing, if we offer it to Krishna, then Krishna gets happy and gives mercy upon us. So this is what is karma yoga, working in Krishna consciousness. Doing your work, but offering it to Krishna. While offering it to Krishna. Okay? Archana's confusion. You say work for sense, activity must be given up. Fighting for a kingdom, even with knowledge of the soul, seems like activity of the senses to me. Therefore, it should be giving up. If one works with devotion, then how is the work stopped? You speak in riddles, action and inaction, inaction and action. I'm confused. Now, Arjuna's confusion is that fighting for a kingdom. Now I'm the soul. Why do I need this? I'm the soul, right? Arjuna is soul. Why does he need it? Why am I fighting for the kingdom? It should be give up. Why should I fight? Because it's something that I want to take a pleasure of. Why should I fight? Therefore it should be given up. Why do you say that? Working with devotion, then how is the work stopped? If one works with devotion, then how is the work stops? So he's confused here. Which is better, working with devotion or renunciation work? Now again, the same thing is coming again and again. This thing is very simple. In every chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, the conclusion is the same. But the thing is that because we forget it and we don't take it seriously, Krishna is saying that again and again. Devotional service, devotional service, devotional service. That is the conclusion ultimately. But still we are not following it. Right? So that's why Krishna emphasizes, he stresses on that thing again and again in every chapter, indirectly or directly, again and again. So in Bhagavad Gita 5.2, Krishna says, the renunciation of work and work in devotion, both are good. Renouncing your work or working in devotion, both are good. But of the two, working in devotion is better than renounced work. Okay, let's not do this. I think this is very deep. Bhagavad Gita 5.3. One who neither hates nor desires the fruit of activity is known to be always renounced. Such a person, free from dualities, easily overcomes the material bondage and is completely liberated. O mighty aunt Arjuna. Next slide. Bhagavad Gita 5.4. Anyone wants to read the shloka? Anyone?
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, can I?
Yeah.
Sankhya
The guy, you read it.
Sankhya Yoga Pratak Pala Pravadanti na Pandita Ekamapya Stita Samyag Ubhayor Vindate Phalam.
You can also read this.
Only the ignorant speak of devotional service, Kama Yoga, as from the analytical study of the material world, Sankhya. Those who are actually learned say that he who applies himself well to one of these paths achieves the results of both.
Next one also.
What, Mataji?
Yeah. 5.5.
One who knows that the position reached by means of analytical study can also be attained by devotional service, and who therefore sees analytical study and devotional service to be on the same level, see things as they are.
Thank you. So Sankhya Yoga is devotional service. Okay, there is no difference between Sankhya Yoga or devotional service. But the Sankhya Yoga philosophy simply analyzes the material world. So here Krishna says that the ignorant, those who speak that the devotional service, the Karma Yoga and the Sankhya Yoga, these two are different, are fools. Okay, those who are actually learned say that he who applies himself well on one path achieves the results of both. So if one person does devotion service, it directly goes back to Krishna. The easiest and the fastest to connect to Krishna. So Sankhya Yoga and Bhakti Yoga, both are the same thing. Sankhya Yoga just analyzes the study of the material world. 5.5. One who knows the position reached by means of analytical study can also be attained by devotional service. You see, devotional service is the easiest way. And who therefore sees analytical study and devotional service to be on the same level, sees things as they are. So devotional service, you're on the right path, right? Krishna says it very clearly. So now in Sankhya Yoga, one has to become detached from the matter. And in devotional process, one has to attach himself to the work of Krishna consciousness. Factually, both processes are the same. So now in Sankhya Yoga, it is said that whatever you do, you should be detached. But in devotional process, what is it said? Then one should attach himself to the work of Krishna, doing your work while doing Krishna consciousness, while doing devotional service. So now, what does Krishna say here? So Sankhya Yoga is detachment, and Bhakti Yoga is devotional service, working through devotion. Now, what does Srila Prabhupada says here? Srila Prabhupada says here that detachment from matter and attachment for Krishna. Now, that is devotional service, are one and the same. One who can see the things as they are. So, in Sankhya Yoga, it is said that one should be detached from the matter, and in the Bhakti Yoga, it is said that you should be attachment to Krishna. Now, both are the same things, right? Detaching, get yourself detached from the material world, and then attach yourself to Krishna. Okay, working with devotion. So now whatever fruits you are, first offer it to Krishna. So now that is what you're not attached to the fruits, right? The fruitive activities. Whatever happens for our own good. But rather you are fully dependent and surrendered upon Krishna while doing your own karma. Whatever you are, you study very nicely, but then the result matters. Yes, the result matters. But whatever it is, do your best and leave the rest. So that is what. Next slide. Mainly renouncing, anyone wants to read this?
Yes.
Mahabharata. Yeah, read. Raise your hand, please. Purvi, you want to read? Yeah.
Merely renouncing all activities.
Shloka.
Sannyasas tu mahabaho dukkham aptum
Aptum.
ayogataha yoga yuktamunir brahma nasiranadir gacchati. Merely renouncing all activities yet not engaging in the devotional service of the Lord cannot make one happy. But a thoughtful person engaged in devotional service can achieve the supreme without delay.
Yes, so here what does Krishna says? Merely renouncing all activities, yet not engaging in devotional service of the Lord cannot make one happy. If you want to become happy, you cannot become happy by just renouncing all the work and just renouncing whatever you are doing. So that cannot make you happy. But a thoughtful person engaged in devotional service, when you are engaged in devotional service, then you can attain Krishna without any delay. How to perform Nishkam Karma? One performing Nishkam Karma Yoga identifies neither with his body nor with activities that his body performs. Okay, we already did this, I think. So what is perfect knowledge? I am not material body. Who am I? The soul. And I am the part and parcel of Supreme Lord. And I want to render service to him. I will work in a detached spirit. Now that is spirit. Who are you? I am the servant of God. What work do you do? Work allotted by Lord. How do you do the... Now who am I? I am the soul. And who is the soul? The soul is the servant of God. And now, though I'm the servant of God, who am I? I'm the children of God. I'm the child of God. And now I work for God. I am work allotted by God. How do you do the work? I work hard with sincerity, dedication to my best ability. What do you do with the results? I hand it over to the Lord. Because that's what, right? We almost all are saying same things. Yeah, do you all know the story of Nriga Maharaj? Anyone wants to repeat the story? Who wants to tell the story to everyone? Raise your hand. Dimahi.
Mataji, I don't know.
Okay, anyone knows? Anyone, you can raise your hand. Though you must not know it correctly, no problem. Okay, so I'll go with the story. So who is Nriga Maharaj? Nriga Maharaja was a king. Okay, so now he was a king that did no sinful activities. He had no sinful activities. Whatever he did was good. Okay, he always used to work, always used to do good work. Okay, always used to do karma. Very nice. So he always had good karma only, no sinful reactions, no sinful stuff. So then one day what he did, he invited the Brahmanas. Now what they used to do, they used to offer charity to the Brahmanas. They used to offer cows to the Brahmanas. Now he offered a lot of cows to the Brahmanas, to the two Brahmanas. There were a lot of, so now they while the king was offering all the cows to the brahmanas, now what happened? One brahmana's cow went to another brahmana's cows. What do you say? Where there were all other brahmanas' cow stuff. So one cow was exchanged by mistakenly, not by king's mistake. It was by mistakenly. And now the one brahmana, he said to the other brahmana, my cow is now in your stack, is in your cow stuff. It is my cow. Give me back my cow. And they both started quarreling because the cow got exchanged. One second, I'll just drink water. Oh my God. So he was very charitable. So now what happened? By mistakenly, the cow that he had to give to that brahmana, by mistakenly, that got changed. Okay. Now because of that, because he was very pious, but then because of that one sinful reaction, now then the brahmana cursed King Nriga. He said that you're going to turn into a big lizard because of this thing, what had happened. And that wasn't even a big mistake. By mistakenly, the cows got exchanged. Was it a very big mistake? No. So now the Brahmana said to King Riga that you're going to become into one very big lizard in your next life. Now, after King Riga died, then the Lord asked to him that what do you want to first experience? Do you first want to experience a bad karma, the bad reactions? Or do you want to first take your pious reaction? Or first, do you want to take the, do you want to experience the pious things you have done, the good things? So now only one bad thing had happened. So what did King Riga said? That first you give me the bad karma, okay, and then I'll experience my good karma. Now then he experienced his bad karma and he was a big lizard, but then Krishna liberated him. In the story. So I can send the story in the group. I think you all can listen to it. I'll rather share a video. You can understand it nicely. Now, because of this one mistake, he had a fall down. Though he did so many good stuff, but still he had a fall down. King Nika, fond of performing fruitive activities, sacrifices and charity. One mistake, because of one mistake, he had a fall down. Dissatisfying to Brahmanas and inquiring sinful result to become lizard for a very long time. He was a lizard, a very big lizard for a very long time. Now, but then Krishna delivered him. King Riga confessing the futility of fruitive activities. Therefore, devotional service is only auspicious activity for soul. Now, while you're doing your good karma, you're doing good karma, good karma, good karma. But when you're not doing your devotional service, now that can cause to a fall down, as King Riga had a fall down. So what you should do your good karma, whatever you want to do, but do it with devotional service. Right? When you do devotional service, everything, Krishna corrects it by himself. This is all very into deep stuff. Bhagavad Gita 5.18. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shuni Chaiva Shvapake Cha Pandita Samadarshanaha. So the first section was what? The first section was renouncing work, or what was the first section we learned now? What is better, renouncing work or doing work with devotional service?
Doing work with devotional service.
Yes. Uh, yeah. Who is the doer? Who is the doer? Are we the doer? No.
No, Mataji.
There are three doers. So we're going to first learn about it. The living being, the doer number one, who knows that all bodily activities are automatically carried out by the modes of material nature. It is the doer number two. After those activities are sanctioned by the super soul, attains enlightenment to that knowledge. So there are three doers: the jiva, the three modes of material nature, and the super soul. So we are like puppets. You see, there are three puppets: the sattva guna, rajaguna, and tamaguna. So we are behind. You can just see this chart. I think this photo, right? You can see what is this. The yellow one is, what is it? Sataguna. The second is, yes, Rajaguna and Tamaguna. So now these are the three puppets. Okay, we are the puppets and they are carrying us. So now we are the doers that are being controlled by these three natures, and these three natures are controlled by whom? Krishna, the super soul. So these three are the doers. So the embodied spirit, master of the city of his body, does not create activities. We are not the one who are creating activities, nor does he induce people to act, nor does he create the fruits of action. All this is enacted by the modes of material nature. So we are under these three modes of material nature. But how can we get above of these three modes of material nature? While we do devotional service, we are in Shuddha Sattva Guna, free from the puppets, right? We're directly in the surrenders of Krishna, under Krishna. Doer 3 is the super soul. So when we get under of these three modes of material nature, Satoguna, Rajaguna, and Tamaguna, we work according to that. Satoguna people are a little pious, and then Rajaguna people are full of themselves, and Tamaguna people are always sleeping and lazy without having a goal. Nor does the super soul assume anyone's sinful or pious activities. Embodied beings, however, are bewildered because of the ignorance which covers their real knowledge. The Supreme Soul does not assume anyone's sinful pious activities. There are two birds sitting on a tree. The one is eating. There are two birds, okay, that are sitting on a tree. But the one is eating and the super soul is watching. So whatever, like a judge, we do sinful activities. A judge's work is to give the punishment. Now the judge doesn't interfere in our stuff, in our activities. The Supreme Lord is like a judge. He doesn't interfere in our activities. What he does is that that whatever we are doing, he gives the result. We have to go through it because that are our own sinful activities. However, are we bewildered because of the ignorance which covers their real knowledge. But if we want to get out of this, we have to chant. Next slide. Who is the doer? Super soul verifies and sanctions based on what we do, what the jiva does. The super soul verifies and then sanctions like a judge. Does this jiva desire to get this desire fulfilled? After receiving super soul's order, now what does the super soul does? He orders like a judge, and after the super soul gives this order to the material nature, through the three modes of material nature, it fulfills the jiva's desire. So who is the doer? Krishna is the doer, right? We are not the doer. Krishna is the doer. So there are 3 doers. Section number 5, liberation of focus on the super soul. One who in knowledge devotionally fixes his consciousness on the super soul and remains materially equipoised. So one who is in devotional service fixes his consciousness on the super soul and is equipoised. And in the last, he gets liberation. Whatever he needs, Krishna fulfills it, and whatever he doesn't have, Krishna fulfills it. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shuni Chaiva Shvapakecha Pandita Samadarshanaha. The humble sage, by virtue of true knowledge, see the equal vision of a learned and a gentle Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater, outcast with equal vision, because the super soul is in everyone's heart. So when one is fixes in devotional service in the consciousness of a super soul, his intelligence, mind, faith, and refuge are focused. He's a focused person. When one is doing the devotional service and he's from all the doubts because he's knowledge of the 3 doers, he sees that the super soul is sanctioning but impartial. Sees with equal vision because he has knowledge, he's not his body, and the knowledge of the super soul. Just to liberation through Ashtanga Yoga. Practice of Ashtanga Yoga gives the same liberation. Now in the next chapter, Krishna elaborates the Ashtanga Yoga in the 6th chapter. But then now this is like a ladder. The first is Karma Yoga, and then Jnana Yoga, the Ashtanga Yoga, and then is the Bhakti Yoga. If you have 2 options, the staircase or the lift, what are you all choosing? You have to go to the 12th floor. You have to go to the last floor of the building, a very tall building, and you're very tired. What are you going to choose? Are you going to choose the lift or are you going to choose the staircase? Lift or the staircase?
Lift, Mataji.
Because that's the easy way.
Lift.
So Ashtanga Yoga, but
Lift,
you can reach the
Mataji.
same destination by stairs also, right? And same through the lift. The destination is same, be it Ashtanga Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. But the thing is, the effect is different. The lift goes very fast and will reach further. But then the stairs, you need to put a lot of effort into it. So Bhakti Yoga is the easy way. Practice of Ashtanga Yoga also gives you the same liberation. But Bhakti Yoga, devotional service is easier, like a lift. So what is this Ashtanga Yoga? We'll learn in the next chapter, in probably the 6th chapter, shutting out all external sense objects, keeping the eyes and vision concentrated between the 2 eyebrows, suspending the inward and outward breaths within the nostrils, and thus controlling the mind, senses, and intelligence. The transcendental aiming at liberation becomes free from desire, fear, and anger. One who is always in this state is certainly liberated. So one who has to do Ashtanga Yoga has to put a lot of focus between the eyebrows, has to sit on the perfect, on the certain height, and suspending the inward and outward, the pranayama doing the pranayama, controlling the senses, intelligence, a very hard way. And in this Kali Yoga, it's not possible to do Ashtanga Yoga. We don't even have that age factor. People in Satya Yuga used to do Ashtanga Yoga and then follow the supreme and then get liberated. But in Kali Yuga, it's not possible. In Kali Yuga, it is meant to devotional service. Why did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came here to do this? Sankirtana Yagya. So that is the easiest way for the people in Kali Yuga. Ashtanga Yoga also, you can reach the Lord. You can also get liberation by doing Ashtanga Yoga, but devotional service is the easy way. So easy way or hard way? What are you going to choose?
Easy way.
Easy way.
Easy way.
Easy way.
Hard way, you're going to get very tired. How are you going to reach the how are you going to reach the top floor of Burj Khalifa by just the stairs? Can you? No.
No, Mataji.
No. It's
No
not.
matter.
No
You're
matter.
probably going to give up. Correct? So in Ashtanga Yoga is the similar case. You can't reach the Supreme Lord. Slowly, slowly. You cannot. It's impossible. It's possible, but very hard. So it's better and intelligent to use the lift rather than the staircase. It's also intelligent and also easy. Such a better way, right? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, he came in this Kali Yuga to give us this Sankirtana Yagna. We should follow it. Chant the holy name. Peace on the platform of liberation. A person in full consciousness of Krishna attains liberation from the pangs of material miseries. Bhoktaram yagna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suridam sarvabhutanam nyatva mam shantim rachati. The sages, knowing me as the ultimate purpose of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attain peace from the pangs of material nature. So now a lot of friends are going to come and they're going to go, but there is only one friend that is always going to be with us. Who is that? That is Krishna. Krishna is only our well-wisher. He's our well-wisher and he's our best friend. And he always wants our good. Whatever is happening to us, though we may see that is not good. Now, for an example, if you have to meet an accident, if you go on a road, you have to meet an accident and maybe you're going to die. But then what does it do? You're driving a car and then a little scratch on the car. Wouldn't you be thankful? For example, if your whole body is going to burn, but rather than that, your little finger burns. So what is better, right? So Krishna is our good well-wisher. He's our well-wisher and our best friend. He always wants our good. So he always cuts our sinful activities in short with less pain. Okay, so we finished our 5th chapter. This is a little, the PPT is, I think, very deep, very into information. So I skipped some of the slides, but the thing is that the conclusion is same, right? So the Nishkama Karma Yoga, easier than renunciation of work. So first Krishna asks, Arjuna says to Krishna, what is better, renouncing or doing work in Krishna consciousness? What is better? What is better?
Krishna
Doing work in Krishna consciousness.
How to perform Nishkam Karma Yoga? How to work in Krishna consciousness?
by giving
How
the result of your work by offering
By giving the
result of
result
work
Yes.
to
your
Lord
work to
Krishna.
Krishna.
Yes. 5.13 to 5.16. Platform of knowledge, knowing the 3 doers. Who are the 3 doers?
The Supreme Personality of
Yeah.
Godhead, the
Yes.
Jiva and the Jiva and
The 3 modes.
Sattva, Sattva, Tama and
Yes.
Rajoguna.
Very nice. So next we learn liberation by focus on the Super Krishna. What is the easy yoga? Knowing who Krishna
Liberation by
is.
focus
Who
on
are
the
we?
We are the
Part and parcel of-
who are parts and parcels of Krishna.
Yes. And how can we go back to Krishna? By devotional
By
service.
being
Liberation
service.
through Ashtanga. Now this is going to be in the next chapter. Yeah, yes. Ashtanga yoga or Bhakti yoga? What is better?
Bhakti Yoga.
Bhakti Yoga.
Ashtanga yoga or Bhakti yoga? Bhakti yoga. Ashtanga yoga is like a
Staircase for a high building.
staircase. Staircase or lift? Lift is better.
high buildings.
Yes. lift is better, right? Lift is better and intelligent to do so. So Bhakti Yoga, doing the Sankirtana Yagna, chanting the holy name is better. Section 6. Peace, that Krishna is our well-wisher, he is our best friend, and whatever he does from our own good. He's our Bhuktaram Yagna Tapasa. So that is the peace factor. Knowing me as the ultimate purpose of all sacrifices and austerities. When you know that Krishna is the one who is the ultimate purpose of all the sacrifices and austerities, the first reason of peace, the second, and he's our well-wisher, and third is our best friend. That's how. This is the peace factor. Okay. Any doubts? Attendance link.
No, Mataji.
Okay, I don't have the attendance link today. I'll take a pic of all you have attended. Any doubts? Raise your hands. Suryansh, Hare Krishna, any doubt?
No, Mataji.
Mataji,
It's by mistake.
Hanji, yeah.
Mataji, I just wanted to say that it is showing Kanika in this, but my name is Renit.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Oh, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Pranav.
Mataji, my doubt. Yes, Mataji, my
name
doubt
is Renit, but it is
that when
Let
we
Pranav
die,
speak. Yeah.
yes, that
Yes.
when we die, when like we go to hell and we take the results of what bad things we have done in our last life.
Now that depends on your activities. Now
Yes,
our goal is
Mataji.
not heaven. Our goal is not heaven. You have seen
Yes,
a
Mataji.
swing that goes up and down and up and down.
Yes, Mataji.
Uh,
Like I want to say, Mataji, like will
like a roller coaster ride, right?
yes,
So now what happens? Now if you do good things, maybe you have learned in the 3rd chapter, but you
Mataji,
three
my
types of
question.
activities. Good?
Yes,
Yeah,
Mataji, my
I'm
question.
answering your question.
Yes,
Yeah, tell.
Mataji,
speaker?
like yes, when we are getting the results of our past life already, then why are we suffering about why are we suffering of the karmas what we did in our past life in this life when we are already got the
Yeah.
results, Mataji?
No, you're suffering in this life also. Maybe you must have suffered in some of in your past life, or you're suffering it today. Okay, slowly.
Mataji. Yes, thank you, Mataji.
So, but if you want to get freed of all those things, of all the sinful reactions, you have to do what? You have to surrender yourself. Surrender yourself to devotion service. Do devotion
Yes,
service. Chant
Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
And now
Thank you,
your
Mataji.
future is
Hare
also
Krishna.
dependent on what you do. As you said,
Yes,
will we go to heaven or where? That really depends on what you do today, what kind of karma you have. Now that Krishna decides. So that's what this chapter was all about. Our destiny we created with our own hands. So we have to do devotional service so that we can go back to Krishna, go back to Godhead, go back to Goloka Vrindavan. Now that's the conclusion. Whatever you're doing, do all your work nicely, do all your karma very sincerely, do your best, do your 100%. Work your studies nicely, do your work, but also do your devotional service. Okay?
yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Any
Hare
other
Krishna.
doubt?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Renit, yeah.
Mataji, my name is Renit, not
Yeah,
Kanika. It's showing Kanika.
Yeah, Renit. Any doubt?
No, Mataji.
Okay, any other doubt? Does anyone has? I've marked your attendance, everybody. Hare Krishna Dimai, how are you? I met you after a long time.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. You okay?
How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you so much. You're good, right? Okay. Aprajita. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I just wanted to know when will be the next class.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow when Mataji?
6:30. This week I am taking. Hate Prabhu is not taking this time.
Hare
From
Krishna
next
Mataji.
week. Yeah.
In this week, every day will class be held every day?
No, only Saturday, Sunday.
So why will class be held on Monday?
Monday nahi
Tomorrow?
baba. Today is Saturday.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
It's Saturday. It's a holiday today, right? For Makar Sankranti. So you must have got confused. It's Saturday today, so Sunday and Saturdays class is there, not on Mondays. Any other doubt? Okay, thank you so much
No,
everybody
Mataji, it's all
for
clear.
joining.
Mataji, can you please send the attendance link?
I have marked your attendance. I have taken a pic of all of you, okay?
Okay, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much. Amcha
Hare Krishna
kalpatro
Mataji.
vishta
Hare
kripa
Krishna.
sindhu vevacha patitara pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Send the recording in the group. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prajita. Hare Krishna everyone.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
है ना, जेल में रहना मूल अवस्था नहीं है।
हरे कृष्णा, मेरी आवाज यदि मिल रही हो तो आज मीटिंग होगी ना, ये मुझे पूछना था। उसके अंदर मैसेज में नहीं आया। हरे कृष्णा, मेरी आवाज मिल पा रही है? विकास सिंह जी।
हाँ, मिल रही है प्रभु जी, आपकी आवाज आ रही है। मीटिंग का ये मुझे भी आज कंफर्म नहीं है क्योंकि आज मैसेज नहीं आया, तो कल वाले लिंक पे ही मेरे
एक दूसरे ग्रुप में लिखा हुआ मिला था, जैसे जनरल चैट आते हैं ना।
हाँ प्रभु जी, उसमें ग्रुप में हरे कृष्णा लिखा हुआ है, उसमें शायद मीटिंग है नहीं।
डाउट इसे लग गया क्योंकि अभी इसमें मन्नत माता जी दिखाई दे रही थी, अब मन्नत माता जी नहीं दिखाई दे रही है, इसलिए मेरे को थोड़ा सा डाउट लगा।
हाँ, हमें भी डाउट है प्रभु जी, अभी कंफर्म हो जाएगा शायद।
जी जी। आप कहाँ से हैं प्रभु जी, विकास जी?
प्रभु जी, मैं धौलपुर राजस्थान से हूँ।
धौलपुर, अच्छा अच्छा। मैं भी वैसे राजस्थान को बिलोंग करता हूँ, नवलगढ़, सीकर डिस्ट्रिक्ट सीकर।
अच्छा अच्छा प्रभु जी, वेरी गुड।
उज्जैन के पास। वैसा कानपुर हूँ लेकिन बिलोंग
सीकर से हैं आप?
हाँ, सीकर के पास नवलगढ़ पड़ता है, सीकर
अच्छा
से
प्रभु,
आगे। हाँ, झुंझुनू के पहले।
ठीक है प्रभु। हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा, हरे हरे।